Hey everyone, welcome back to more Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector. I'm DisturbingPuppet. It's been a long time. I've been away for the summer, so I haven't recorded anything in about 4 months. Just got back just a few days ago. So yeah, we're trying out the Imperial Guard. I did finally get the Imperial Guard because they were on sale pretty cheap, so I wanted to give them a try. I did do a little test run with them. I've looked at them a little bit, and they seem a little odd. Anyway, so in the old tabletop, second edition, they were very infantry focused. Like the only models you could buy would be the Chimeras eventually, and I think they had some Lehman Russ tanks eventually, but mostly people playing them in second edition, they were a very infantry-heavy army, and you can still play them that way. It seems like you can see there's a lot of different infantry units available. It's a couple different heroes, actually three different heroes of kind of officers. Then there's a psyker. You've got your Ogrins. You've got your Kaskrin, which I guessed are the like Tempesta Scions. They've got the hotshot laser rifles, and so like when I've seen them before, they've been called Tempesta Scions, but before that, they were actually called Stormtroopers. So at one point, they were actually Stormtroopers. And then there's the Rogaldorn battle tank, which is not one that I'm really familiar with. So I think this must be a more recent addition to the game. So even like Epic and stuff didn't used to have these, just kind of Lehman Russes, the Chimeras, Basilisks, various different missiles, that kind of stuff. So cool having some artillery. They do have some cool abilities, but I don't have them in the army, so we're not going to talk about them right now. A lot of options for the tanks, which is cool. So there's different guns you can have, main, secondary, and the same with the Lehman Russ. There's different configurations. So there's kind of the Punisher variant, the Demolisher variant, the Vanquisher variant, and then kind of the standard Lehman Russ. And then you can still do other stuff if you want to upgrade things. You can still pay extra to upgrade some of the weapons, which is neat. Heavy Weapon Squad, they're all kind of rolled into one. So get the basic missile squad. There's the auto cannons and the las cannons. Very nice. We've got Sentinels. They do start with Flamers. You got to pay extra if you want anything decent. So it's actually not here, it's up here. So 10 extra points for the Plasma. 15 extra if you want to actually run a multi-laser on it. Got our basic guardsmen, and they can come with basic las guns, or we can give them bayonets, which does affect the accuracy and damage, I think. Was it 3 to 4, 3 to 4? Armor piercing 1 is the same, so range is reduced. Yeah, so it's still optimal 3. Without a bayonet, it's 1 to 6. With it's 1 to 5, accuracy 65, accuracy 80. So much more accurate with no bayonet. But I did run a little test with these guys against Tyranids, and I found that the bayonets were actually kind of useful, at least against Tyranids. And then we've got the Chimeras, which come with default a heavy flamer, and the multi-laser, which is cool. They can be upgraded to have a heavy bolter and a dozer blade, but you can't just do the heavy bolter. No, we can't. Just double checking. So we've got to take both if you want to do that. I do think it's kind of cool that we can actually see like the little guns sticking out of the back, which was something that, at least in second edition, if you had guys loaded up in them, you could actually fire out of the back, which is kind of a cool thing. This doesn't seem like it works that way. There's actually a missile on there too. That's interesting because there's no missile options. And of course, for vehicles, there's also the tank commander, so kind of a leader armored unit you can have with a variety of different gear, same kind of Lehman Russ. So the battle force we're going to take out today is 1,000 points. We're going to do kind of 1,000 points against the Blood Angels today. I'm going to kind of run them through Blood Angels. I did make a few different armies. Some of the armies are awfully odd. Like the pre-built 2,000 point army is basically just an infantry army, and I feel like that's just asking for trouble. So I did build kind of a variant one that I might try out both. We'll see. But anyway, this is kind of the default 1,000 point with a few adjustments here and there for equipment and gear. So what do we have? We have a Commissar. Commissar, not greatly equipped. You can see just bolt pistol chainsword. So there's a whole odd thing here with the Astra Militarum, or I'm going to keep calling them the Imperial Guard because they used to be called. I do think he looks kind of funny, a little chunky. Astra Militarum units create a battle line when they're connected to an HQ officer at the start of their turn. So I think as long as we're just connected to guys and they're connected to others, it can be diagonal or horizontal. So it should be fine. Units in a battle line earn additional momentum and gain additional bonuses. Only the highest ranking officer bonus is applied. So each of the officers do have different bonuses. So this guy's is infantry officers gain plus, this is just for him personally, plus an evasion 1 adjacent to friendly infantry units. So he can get a bit of evasion, which is nice. Emperor's Will, units that start in the battle line with the Commissar receive plus 25% momentum gains and 10% bonus health. So he gives a nice little health buff, so we really want to keep him with the infantry if at all possible, especially the heavy weapon squads, I think. We've got a way to execute somebody, so execute a member of the unit, so one model, get 30 momentum for that unit, and for 2 turns, that unit and all allied within 1. So we execute a guy, so everyone for the next couple turns within one tile of the unit, get some extra momentum. So it's a nice little way to boost momentum if you're close. Might be a nice thing. We've got Show Them Steel, affects all allies within a range of one tile. Extra melee damage, which we don't have a lot of melee units, so it's mainly just kind of the bayonet guys. Critical chance in melee and a little bit less, well, quite a bit less critical chance buff in ranged. And we can't be suppressed. So that could help for sure if they're already suppressed or having an issue. So that's what we got. In here, we've got 2 heavy weapon squads. We've got one with the missile teams, so they can shoot either crack or frag missiles. Do have an ability down here as well. So a lot of the infantry guys have this basic infantry thing where they'll protect officers, but they've got setup, so we can convert some movement into some extra accuracy and range stability, which is nice. We've also got an autocannon squad. I would rather have a las cannon, just couldn't quite fit it in for the points unless I want to drop something else out. Armored Sentinel just has the basic flamer, which could be good against basic infantry. Kind of see again, there's a missile on there, but nothing great. Does have some decent evasion, armor, all that kind of good stuff. We have a whole bunch of our basic Cadian shock troops. Interesting that we do have Cadia as well, because there aren't many Cadians left. It'd be cool if they had like Tallarn or something. I always like the Tallarn guys quite a bit. But anyway, basic guns, nothing too fancy. They do have frag grenades, which does make them pretty nice to have, actually. So what is that? 3? Yeah, 3 with the basic, and then we've got 2 with the bayonets. So the bayonets affect us kind of less accurate shooting, but does give us a relatively okay melee attack. It's got 4 armor piercing, 7 to 10 damage for a bunch of guys, so it's not awful, for sure. We've also got a couple chimeras. So the chimeras can haul 2 guys or up to 11 models, which means really they can only hold 1 squad of infantry, but you could put 2 of the heavy weapon squads inside one of them as well. So you have that option. So I kind of feel like you could do an officer and a squad, you could do 2 heavy weapon squads, you could do an officer and heavy weapon squad. I feel like having 2 heavy weapon squads in one, and then maybe an officer and a regular dude in another, especially if you want to get the bayonet guys close, might be good. And the chimeras actually aren't too bad. 8 armor and decent amount of health, so they can actually take a bit of a beating. I do feel like the matchup against Marines is going to be very bad for the Imperial Guard, but that's what we're doing today, so let's see how it goes. So we'll set up a skirmish on the same small map, and we'll just kind of hope for the best. Like I said, I did test these guys out just myself, playing them a little bit against Tyranids, and it was a little rough. I kind of feel like what you need to just do is you need to accept that a bunch of your guys are going to die. You are little squishy humans, and you should be relatively squishy, so that's just kind of the way it is. And if a bunch of guys die, that's just how it goes. Especially against, like, the Blood Angels, it's going to be kind of rough, I think. So we're going to play on the small map, so that's settlement. I do feel like part of this that makes it difficult is there aren't good lines of sight, and I feel like the Imperial Guard kind of need good lines of sight, especially the infantry. The tanks and stuff you can kind of play around with. Some of them can be very close combat oriented, but the infantry really needs good lines of sight. But then again, good lines of sight mean they're going to get shot a lot, so they're not really good at taking fire. So who knows? Anyway, Astra Militarum units have the ordered battle line status when they stand in line with HQ unit. When they have the status, they receive the bonus momentum. We saw that before. Extra graze chance as well per momentum. So yeah, Pro Guard, let's jump in, see how we do against the Blood Angels. Actually, I didn't even notice. What did I select for army there for the Blood Angels? I might have left it on let it choose. We shall see. Even if it did, that's fine. It really doesn't matter if I know what's in the opposing army or not. Either way, we're kind of in trouble. No matter what we're facing, we probably want to set up a fire line. We want to have the officer in there, at least the heavy weapon squads and the commissar together, and then maybe some other infantry to kind of help keep it alive. We could throw some people in a chimera and run them out, so we could toss in some guys. So another thing that I noticed, so if I have these guys here, I don't have a way to like put them in the back of the chimera to start with, but I can throw them in immediately, and usually you're not going to even see the enemy on the first turn, even on a small map, so you're kind of fine. You can just kind of throw somebody into a transport. It's not a big deal. What I might do here, let's have you guys go looking around a little bit. So the bayonet guys are ready to load. I feel like Because of the hill here, it creates a lot of vision problems. Because it goes up and then down. So we don't have great lines of sight. We could set up about here, but then we have this big hill in the way. And they're going to be much better shots than us. We could also try to set up a firing line across here. We could only put maybe 3 units across looking that way, but this might not be a terrible option as well. So yeah, what I might do then, let's redeploy. Do I want to send both heavy weapon squads? I think we should. Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do, the other transport, I'm going to throw you right there. We're going to just load you guys up, and you're going to go tearing off, and we'll deploy over there. You're going to go as well. I think we can only get 2 units in, so you're just going to have to follow up behind. So let's actually throw you like there. So you're going to load up and go. You're going to load up and head into here. We'll give you some additional infantry to help out. So we'll have these guys in this area as well. So we'll have a couple of guys just kind of out on this flank looking around is kind of the idea. And we'll go from there. We'll see how that goes. We want them to kind of walk into a prepared defensive fire area. That's kind of what we want. So as you can see, we've got the little buff on these guys because they're all adjacent to each other next to an officer, so they all get that bonus for the turn, which is cool. These guys out here get nothing. Absolutely nothing. So a little bit of extra health there. So it looks like it's only 10%, so it's only 3 extra health, but you know, that could keep you alive. All right, you guys, let's load you up. Get a nice little animation of them running inside, the door opening and shutting. Here,
we've got your firepower.
We're going to do the same thing.
Pack it up and let's move.
So we have to kind of wait for the animation to finish before we can actually do anything. Okay, we might have to exit off. Yeah, there we go. Get in. I wish we could just have them inside from the start. There might be a way to do it. I just don't see a way to do that. All right. Anyway.
Transport awaiting orders.
Chimera, let's just run out here ASAP. We're not going to see anything at this point, so we're just going to roll out. We could have the Chimera back, but they do have flamers, so if there's a lot of infantry, we can kind of do something with that. Officer, I want you up there, just looking to see how far we can get, and you can only get to there. Okay, so you head out there.
Advance.
You guys run over there. And then I'm going to have you run around to aim, like looking out this direction, potentially. We could possibly even go around if we need to. So we'll just have... It seems like our main priority here, grab the settlement. Grab the city. Oh, we should actually like come down and look at our guys. So looking at the models, pretty cool. Basic infantry guys. The Sentinel looks very nice. So pretty much our standard dudes. And then for our armored units, we don't have much, just the Chimeras. But the Chimeras do look good. They look like Chimeras from Epic, basically. Just little armored transports, little boxy armored transports. All right. The question is, what do we want to do here?
Armored Sentinel, ready.
You can scout a little bit. We have to get close to the enemy with this guy because he does have a flamer. But I think initially here we might just want to kind of spot and run away. And we could set up a little firing line back here potentially, or we could just move in to assist. Now, unfortunately, if I look here, it doesn't show me. There's just the icon there, so it doesn't say at the top Acadian shock troops. It doesn't say anything like with bayonets, but you can see them modeled like the little squares on the unit tab information. You can also see a little tiny bit of a difference if you zoom in a bit. You can see the difference. You can kind of see here, you've got the image of just a basic gun, Here, this little square with a gun with looks like a bayonet, maybe, and then a zoomed in one of the bayonet.
What next, sir?
So, we are going to just get everybody lined up. I think we'll keep everybody, we'll just kind of hang out here if we can make it, and that way everyone who'll be adjacent will get the bonus. Can you make it? Yeah, you can just barely make it, which means you can just barely make it as well.
Moving to the battle line.
And facing at this point doesn't matter. There's nothing like that fast that's going to be an issue for us. All right. Now, I am a bit concerned about this because Marines are faster. They're good at killing stuff. They have good accuracy. So in a shooting fight, we are at a pretty big disadvantage. We've got numbers,
Over there.
but I don't think Marines care too much about numbers. They'll just wade through our dead and be
Nothing
fine.
escapes my scrutiny.
So we have to be a little bit careful. Try to use everything we
Victory
can.
through discipline.
All right. So they did bust down the walls. I'm going to go ahead and start over here with you.
Sentinel on the move.
So our flamer range is pretty short. It only goes up to 2. So we have to really run right up to the enemy to see. So I wanted to see. Okay, so we do have... We've got assault marines, and we have a regular dreadnought. Okay. The dreadnought... Stormbolter. Okay. Dreadnought's going to be trouble. We don't have a lot that can deal with a dreadnought. So if we're going to move up and set up, I wish I could park here and set the heavy weapons teams. I think the heavy weapon teams, the optimal range is 5, which would actually be here. So we could move up to there, dump them out, hope for the best. I don't know that I want to be that aggressive, because we want to keep those guys alive. I'd like to have other guys in front, potentially, if we're going to try to do that. I could throw you in here, though, as a sacrificial lamb of a sort. Tell you what, let's do that. Let's roll on up. Okay, what do we see? Anything else? Tech Marine over there. That's about it. So our Flamer isn't going to do much good. It is on a 2-turn cooldown. It's free to fire off the Flamer, which is nice. Actually, 3-turn cooldown, so we can only use it once every 4 turns. We do have a multi-laser, which is pretty decent, actually. Let's go ahead and just light up the assault squad. So we actually took out 2 of them, it looked like. Yeah, not bad. The smoke's kind of in the way there. But we just gunned down a couple of them. Very nice. We can still deploy our infantry if we want to, and I might do that because they'll kind of be a sacrificial lamb to just absorb attacks. We could also potentially rush the assault squad, which might be of interest, potentially. Mainly I'm concerned with the dreadnought, though. He can't get through here, which is odd, so he did bust this down. You can't walk through here. He'll have to come back around, but he probably just will. He does have some vision there, though. All right, how much vision? We've got 2 movement left. So you can kind of see if we look here, the hill does really affect vision quite a bit. So I could even just kind of hang out back here. I think I will do that for now, just to keep an eye on things. We'll kind of use you as a scout for the moment. Odd that I can overwatch the Flamer. I mean, I don't have anything else to do, so I will. Yeah, do I want to deploy those guys? I think we wait because I might want to take shots through there. So, I mean, I'm already here. So we could be aggressive. Anything else? Just the isolated tech marine. We do have shots here as well. They're probably not that great. Oh, it's not giving me 42%. 42%. You can see we can actually damage the Dreadnought with the multi-lasers, which is nice. Let's light up the assault squad a bit. Yeah, not anywhere near as successful that time. Okay, missile launcher team, let's deploy.
Pack it up and let's move.
Chimera transport ready.
Autocannons will deploy.
Heavy weapons.
Let's get the Chimera turned around. Not that facing matters too much.
Victory.
Let's get the Commissar in here as well. Let's put you right in the middle. And I could have actually done this a little better. We could have used our Show Them Steel, get it a little bit better. We might use it anyway just to get extra shots a bit better off with these guys. But we'll kind of see how it goes. Let's go ahead and throw some other units up here. Just have you guys kind of run in. Can
Awaiting your
connect
orders.
here. So let's just get everybody in a position where we can actually sort of get the bonus from the Commissar. At least for the guys that are over there. So we're just going hardcore here on taking the cities. We got everything here, we just have our little guy out there looking around. Okay, do I want to use my ability? So it's critical chance, 10% extra crit chance. Let's take a look at our shots here first. Now, we can move a little bit. We could also go ahead and set up. So we could also delete stacks of setup to get extra shots, which is kind of cool. Costs and actions. So I'm assuming it shoots at the same time. So from here, 51% at the Dreadnought, 42 at you guys.
We've got your firepower.
Missile team, if we go crack missiles, 42%, 35%. We could fire frag in there. It's not going to do a whole lot to the Marines. 35. We don't have vision there. So we could definitely gun down the assault squad, but I'm not honestly that concerned about the assault squad being much of a problem. I don't really want to advance, so let's go ahead and we'll take the setup. And then the question just becomes, do we take a crummy shot at the Dreadnought? So that's 126 maximum damage. You guys, if you were to hit everything, it's 130 something. So it's pretty comparable damage, honestly, either way.
Setting up and stabilizing.
Set up as well, so we've got no more movement. So we could definitely gun these guys down without too much trouble. 46%, 55, so we got a better chance here. Let's go ahead and do it. What's the cooldown? Yeah, the cooldown's only 2 turns. We don't have to wait that long. Let's go ahead and fire that off.
Soldier to die.
I don't have a whole lot else for you guys to do, so definitely you guys have the better shot, 55%. So let's hit you and see what we can do. Just a regular shot.
Impedance acknowledged.
Okay, I mean 61 damage isn't nothing, but it's not a lot either.
Set us up for the killing blow, yeah?
So crack. It's only 45. Is it different for crack or 38? If we go frag, it's still 38. Let's just blast these guys, hopefully. Fire the missiles in, see how they do. Okay, only one missile made it in. Didn't kill anybody else, but we did soften them up a bit. Alright. You're out of movement.
What next, sir?
Does anybody have an action left? I want you looking that way. Yeah, I think we ran everybody in here
On
like
your orders.
crazy. So hopefully our evasion and extra health and stuff... Actually, these guys don't have extra health. You guys do. Maybe it doesn't apply to the heavy weapon squads then. Born soldiers. Extra crit chance per momentum, extra graze chance when attacking. So less graze chance when attacking. Extra momentum, they've got the accuracy, stability, had the crit chance, yeah. So I still have an action here. We'll just drop an Overwatch. I don't have anything else I can really do. I don't expect anything crazy is going to happen, but the assault squad could charge us. They've got crack grenades as well, so they might just kind of crack grenade one of these guys. I'm more concerned about the Dreadnought. Tech Marine did not go over to repair anything. That's good. Got kind of the isolated Tech Marine running over here like a maniac. No, he's going right on in.
Taking fire!
He's going to go melee attack my heavy weapon squads, which is not ideal. Oh, assault squad jumping on me. Okay, that's the problem with Marines. They can just kind of ignore your line and just wreck stuff. So probably pushing up like I did was not really the best choice. I do have frag grenades, so we can kind of frag out some of these guys, maybe.
Hostiles!
Crack grenade on the Chimera. More assault squads coming in. They've got hand flamers, I think. Okay, they're just going crack grenade crazy. Alright, makes sense. I wonder if I can get... Yeah, I think sometimes I must have left it up to the AI to choose the army, because it often will take just massive numbers of very quick, agile units. So especially just tons of assault squads and stuff. Line speeder.
Throwing fire!
Even with our good armor there,
Hostiles!
decent chunk of damage coming from those heavy bolters. Another Dreadnought.
Face down, counterfire.
They just wiped? No, there might be somebody still alive there, but not for long. Land speeder probably finish off the missile squad.
What happened?
Yeah.
Did you see you got him? Face down, counterfire.
Yeah. Fortunately, having my heavy weapons right up there, they're taking a lot of abuse. All right. Well, we are in a position where we could potentially flame some stuff with the Chimeras, which is probably going to be my best bet to clear stuff in the front. Can you
Armored
get
Sentinel,
over?
Ready.
Yeah, we can get you right up in here. We could burn a couple units. I think that's probably my best option
Sentinel on
to
the
start
move.
with. Anyway, let's go ahead and run on in. We don't see anything else out here. All right, let's burn them.
Firing on target.
Okay, hurt them pretty well. They're not in a position to kind of face me as well, so I'm just going to kind of keep on moving up. Facing doesn't really matter. We don't have front, side, and rear armor facings, so that's not an issue. We can burn from here, too. If I move, we are going to get hit. Got you guys here as well. Okay. Where are... My bayonet troops are right there. We can actually get kind of a free bayonet hit right on these guys. Probably finish them off. We've also got frag grenades. They're hurt enough that I think we can probably kill them with the bayonets. Maybe. Let's give it a shot. See what happens. One survived. 4 health left. But we're in a position where we can kind of freely move away, so let's do that. Grab a little bit of cover for the moment. I'm not sure where I'm going to have you end up eventually. Oh, actually 2 survived. 4 health and 5 health. So we'll just gun you down with whoever's in the back. We're at optimal range, I think, right? 3? Yeah. It's just those guys in the way. Just gun them down. That should be fine. Okay. Gonna have you move over temporarily.
For Emperor and Imperium.
We do have the other squad over there. So we could go harass them. We could also just toss a couple frag grenades in here without too much trouble. I'd really like to kill the Tech Marine. You guys are looking a little beat up. Yeah, they're getting the health now. I guess they just didn't start the turn next to my guy. That's why they didn't get the bonus. We do have 2 chimeras. I could roll by. If we break these guys, we can kind of move without a problem. Or if we kill them off.
Awaiting your orders.
So maybe we just double frag them and see what happens. Is that even going to do that much damage? 15 to 21. Even 2 frags isn't going to kill them.
What next, sir?
Just go ahead and toss it. Send it. See how that goes. Alright. Let's see. We could use the multi-laser. I'd like to use the flamers on this as well, but I'm not lined up in a good position. If we kill these guys, we could burn them. I could still move up and shoot stuff. From here, we could move and take the hit, see what happens. They shouldn't do a ton of damage. While I'm standing still, the multi-laser is optimal 4. 45% back there, 45%. You're going to be trouble. So if I move up, I've got a really good shot from there. So we could move up, burn, move again, shoot back there. I don't really want to get hit freely here, but I don't have a lot of choice. It can't be that bad, right? Okay, it was pretty bad. That was a huge chunk of my health. Let's go ahead and burn them.
Taking fire!
Okay, Assault Squad's dead. We did some damage to the Tech Marine as well. But you're now in really rough shape. We could just use you to try to gun down the Tech Marine. Although... yeah, I mean, we might want to kill the Tech Marine off, honestly. Because he's kind of holding up these guys. We could send the Commissar in to try to do something. He's facing this way, so I can't really... I think. Yeah, I think he's facing these guys, so no matter which spot I go to, he'd be able to fight back against my Commissar. I mean, I can shoot him. It's not going to do much damage, though. Now, we could reposition. I could have you go in and burn them. Yeah, let me do this. Just kind of shuffling everybody around here real quick. What I want to do... so that's 1, 2, 3 movement. While I'm here, we could go ahead and light them up. I've got 5. So we could back up, shoot with a multi-laser, move in, and still flame. So I think I'm going to do that. So we fire off the multi-laser to soften them up. 65%.
Taking fire!
Okay, pretty considerable amount of damage. 22.
We'll get you there.
Roll on up. Flames away. Okay, both dead. So we got the squad, we got the character there as well. You're not in a great spot, but we can still fire the laser. We have back here. Alright, there's 2 dreadnoughts. Awesome. Okay, well, that sucks. You've got more health, but not much movement. What can we see?
Weapons.
24%. Can't see you at all. Can't see you at all. So the only thing I really have potentially a shot at is the land speeder. So we could move out and have a really good shot from here. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Set up.
Setting up and stabilizing.
And I'm going to go ahead and use my port on, I think. just to get a bit more shots.
Keep the ammo coming!
Taking fire!
Okay, we knocked him down, 2/3 of his health out. Excellent. So I think for the turbo laser, we probably want to try to finish that guy off. Okay, one land speeder down. You are pretty banged up. You're still okay, so I kind of want to block this access point with you.
Carrying the load.
I'm not going to be able to use the flamers for a really long time here, though, which is unfortunate. I'm going to have you just kind of look
Search and destroy.
that way. The flamers aren't going to be that helpful against the dreadnoughts. The thing I need for the dreadnoughts, the multi-lasers on the chimeras, and you. Everything else is going to be pretty darn weak against them. So I think we just have you left, and we can still do some movement if I want to, is the thing. You guys are kind of expendable.
Moving to the battle line.
They still have that other assault squad, but they did just jump, so I think we're okay on that.
Awaiting your orders.
They might just come down here and tear you guys apart, which I'm a little concerned about. We could swap. Actually, no, these guys both. You have the bayonets. Which movement do you have left? Only one. Okay. We could pull out from here. Your movement is what? 6. Okay, yeah, no matter... We're screwed. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they can pretty much get in here no matter what and come after us. So they're going to chew up somebody here one way or the other. All right.
Advance
He says that as we're falling back into a corner defensively.
with conviction.
So what I want to do is... Okay, you can go up there. So I'm kind of looking at where I can connect with people. Should have some kind of cover from the Chimera. You now fall back over here, so that other squad's going to have a really hard time coming after us. They can still get out to here and cause problems.
What next, sir?
So we're just kind of bunching everybody up so we get the bonus from my Commissar. Commissar, we don't have enough for... Actually, what do we get? Valkyrie Transport, select a unit on the board. Get on the transport. It can be redeployed by the HQ commander and will heal a little bit. That's okay. I don't think it's worth a point, though. Valkyrie Strafing Run and Death Strike Missile. That's cool. Anyway. We'll just set up an Overwatch
Let
up that
them
way.
come.
Nothing else I can really do. Yeah, these dreadnoughts are still going to be a lot of trouble for us. Dreadnought's kind of moving around. Assault squad moving in. Okay, they reduce the armor of the Chimera with the land speeder.
Praise the Emperor for these plates.
Some grenade action there against the Sentinel, which didn't do much. That would have just absolutely wiped out an infantry squad, so I'm actually quite happy that that's how that went down. Okay, so we could execute somebody at this point, which I haven't done yet. 30 momentum for 2 turns to that unit and all allied units within a tile of that unit. So it doesn't actually help me that much because I don't have a unit like here that I could do it on. Okay, we do have the bayonets. How about, let's go ahead and use my ability,
Glory to the first soldier to die.
give these guys a bit of a bonus. We do have frag grenade. You've got a frag grenade as
Awaiting
well.
your
So we do have
orders.
1 frag, so we could frag these guys, then hit them with the bayonets and shoot them a bit, since they are kind of causing me some problems. Alright, let's soften them up. You guys, let's move.
Lining up, sir.
And we should have a good shot here. 70%. Yeah, just light them up.
Firing. Taking fire.
Yeah, not a lot of damage there. We didn't drop any of them. Good amount of health left on everybody. So I probably need to hit them with something else as well. Which we can do, because we can kind of get away. I can get like a crummy shot if I wanted it. That'd be about it. We could run you in here and burn these guys, but it's not going to do much damage. It would kind of block a little bit. I don't really want to use the multi-lasers on these guys. I want to use the multi-lasers on like the land speeder or the dreadnoughts. So, I mean, I could come down here and burn these guys. You know what, let's do that. I think that's a good use of these guys to kind of clear this mess out a little bit. Just burn them.
Taking fire.
Excellent job. So we did have to soften them up with the grenades and the shots. We might have been able to get away with just the grenade and still killed them off with the fire. And we'll take a bit of cover here. Looking around. So there is the land speeder and the 2 dreadnoughts, and I think that's probably it. The one we've done a little bit of damage to. So we do have the multi-lasers available. We've got, I think, 2 squads here available as well. We've got the commissar.
Victory through discipline.
Still no command point, but we'd probably want to wait for 2 anyway. Now, I could execute one of you guys to give you a bonus, you a bonus, you a bonus. That is tempting.
What next, sir?
Because your shots aren't really going to be very effective anyway. You know what? I haven't executed anybody yet. Let's go ahead and do it. So let's execute one of these guys.
Your life is the Emperor's to spend.
So we actually got enough momentum for an extra action there, just from that, which is cool. Alright. You. How much damage can we do? Because we can actually take 2 shots with the multi-melta here, with the Chimera now. I'm a bit close, so there I've got a crummy shot.
Chimera transport ready.
So 70%, even though I'm a little bit closer than I should be. I think optimal's 4. Yeah, optimal range is 4 and we're at 3. We've got 80% on the Dreadnought if I wanted to do that, but I think we need to concentrate our fire to kind of try to kill something off. Can you
Transport
get...
awaiting orders.
Okay, we can get a good shot here, so let's do that. Roll you out wide. Take the shot, get the surge, take another shot.
Taking fire.
Nice, ton of damage. Give me the surge.
Supporting fire.
Alright. No explosion, so no extra damage. You are pretty badly hurt. You do have a little bit of extra health. I don't want you getting close to the dreadnoughts because they'll just tear you apart. So let's go up here for the moment.
On it.
So if he does come around the corner, we'll have somebody here in a position where we can try to do some damage with the multi-laser. You, if I don't move, we've got a 45% chance to hit. We're just kind of too far away there. Either one of these should be better. Alright, let's move on up. What's our shot chance at you? 51, which isn't great, but we'll set up right here, so that'll help a little bit. 59.
Opening fire.
Light him up. Not bad. Actually, more than I was expecting. It's not great, but it was more than I was expecting. Alright, we've got some basic infantry guys who can't really do much. Take a look here at the ground. Got you standing on corpses, which is kind of cool. It's kind of a nice little shot there. Look at that. Just on top of all of the dead Marines. We have to kind of come in and take a look at model view occasionally and just kind of see how things look. Definitely cool looking. Actually have these guys advancing against these Marines, which is pretty brave on their part, I would say. Foolhardy as well. I think we just want you in the way. So let's go ahead and just hit the dreadnought for what damage we can get. Not bad, 60-something. So the multi-lasers are actually doing okay. I don't think we want to advance any further than this, though. He's just going to move up and probably just punch me to death, which is going to suck. Here we can kind of protect the heavy weapon squad. So, yeah, let's just kind of hang out. If we shoot... Yeah, I can't do any damage at all. There's kind of no point. I will Overwatch, though,
We'll light them up.
just to like make them feel better, I guess.
Awaiting your orders.
Bayonets could potentially do some damage, though. So we actually have okay armor penetration. It's like 4 armor penetration on these guys, so that might be okay. Yeah, you can't do anything shooting. Frag would only do like 5 to 7, so kind of pointless as well. We'll do the same. And we'll just set up another Overwatch there. But mainly we're kind of relying on the autocannons and the chimeras to do damage. So let's move you up into the line. And because we want to get people the bonus, let's also
Moving
move
to the
up.
battle line.
Armored Sentinel, ready.
And we've got the Flamer, but the Flamer isn't going to do a whole lot to armored targets. It can be a bit of a distraction, though. So I think we're doing okay, actually. We haven't lost much. But we've got some pretty hard targets left to deal with here. Shots aren't going to do anything. It's not going to demoralize them either, so whatever. So if he just goes in and like punches the Chimera in the face, probably.
We're not taking
Yeah.
them on board.
Okay, I was expecting more damage, so that's not awful. And he is going wide. He should probably go in as well. Would have made more sense. Oh, but he had grenades. So there go my
Victory through discipline.
my entire unit there that had bayonets just slaughtered like they're nothing. Which, I mean, they're Imperial Guardsmen. That's kind of how it should go. Alright, we've got no abilities left on you. I can get into a position where I can chainsword you, and I don't think you would hit me back. So I might just have to do that. You would blow up in my face if we kill you, which is a bit of a problem. And I move away, you're going to hit me, which is also an issue. Yeah, I think my best call here is let's send in the Commissar. We'll attack with the chainsword from an angle where he's hopefully not going to be counterattacking me. Oh, actually, I can't because he's around the corner. I have to waste an action, so I can only attack him once. That sucks.
Advance.
But I still think that's my best option. So we chainsword him to do a little bit of damage. Okay. I mean, it was something.
We've got
You
your
guys,
firepower.
if we stay put 49, if I back up, I've got to go to here. It looks like we have an okay shot. I can make it and take the shot. From here, I'm 49. We could set up. So that should improve it by 15%, which would be 64% roughly. But that's not exactly how accuracy works. It's increasing my accuracy stat. I don't think it increases the hit chance by 5% necessarily. You're free to
What
maneuver
next, sir?
around, but our guns can't actually hurt these guys. I could frag him to do a tiny bit of damage, I guess. Like, that's an option, I suppose. Just want to move up and make sure there's nothing else around. Yeah, pretty sure this is it for what's left. So we might as well toss a grenade at you to do something, because we literally can't do anything else that's going to hurt you. It probably isn't even necessary, but, you know, what you going to do? We could bring you in to shoot. Question is, do I want to back off with these guys to take the shot or not? I don't really have much. We take this shot, we can try to burn him. That's not going to do much, though, at all. And then, other than that, we just have the multi-lasers on the Chimeras. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pull back to here, because I think that's going to be my best option for a shot. I don't know how they walk with those. Okay, they do kind of like get up as a squad and move them. So we're at 60%. We could potentially kill them if we land enough shots. $14 health. So a multi-laser should finish the job. You are going to blow up in my face, which is going to suck. Got a bit of bonus health there, which is nice. Yeah, I think kind of maneuvering so that you get the bonus health is kind of an important thing here. Do I think I can burn you out with you? I'm curious. Let me see what the damage estimate is. I just need to do 14 damage. If I was to try to burn you, it could do it. So damage estimate, it's 10 to 20 damage. Let me give it a shot and see. That way I can save the multi-melta. Hey, we got him.
My conviction will not waver to the likes of you.
Alright, so we did enough damage. You look
By
that
his
way.
will alone.
We'll go ahead and move on up. So now we can use both of the Chimera's multi-lasers to hit that last Dreadnought, who we've already tagged a little bit. So we've already started the process.
Chimera
I just
transport
can't
ready.
do a whole lot else. Do you already at optimal range? 80%? Yeah, it's pretty darn good. We do have shock troops in here that just can't do anything, so there's kind of no point. Let's go ahead and shoot. See what we can get. Alright, that was a little disappointing. Disembark my squad, since this thing's nearly dead. I kind of forgot they were in there. We'll bring you over to take a shot,
Awaiting orders.
and then we'll send these guys up. I can't get them close enough to do a close combat attack. I wonder if I can charge them. Anyway, let's fire off the multi-melta first, or the multi-laser first. I mean, we're doing damage,
Awaiting your orders.
so if I was to do this, yeah, we can actually make it. Oh, no, I'm just going to shoot instead. Okay. Not really what I intended, but we'll put you forward as something to just kind of keep him busy. So infantry here is just to get shot at by the opponent, so we can actually use the important heavyware weapons to actually do something. Alright, we still have you guys, but you literally can't even hurt him. You do have a grenade, so potentially you could hurt him a little bit. Can we reach? Yeah. I might as well. We'll toss a grenade over. Just do a little bit of damage.
What next, sir?
And you... Yeah, I don't really have anywhere important to put you. I mean, we'll kind of hang out in the area, but you're kind of useless. because you literally can't even hurt this thing, except with your grenades, which just do a tiny amount of damage. Alright, well, we have advanced. I think, like, we have sort of captured the town. There's only one dreadnought left. We've done pretty well for Imperial Guardsmen. We even have a heavy weapon squad still alive and kicking, which is a bit surprising to me, honestly. The Chimeras are actually doing a really good job, so we'll see how it goes.
First line, wait!
Yeah, if he just wades in and beats on these guys, fine. Maybe we'll get a counterattack. Nope. Okay. That's fine. I do have my abilities up. Can we get you in a position to get a shot? I can see from here, but it's probably not great. I don't know if I can see from here, though. Like, we've got a crappy shot there, it looks like. That might be my only choice. So, we'll set up.
and stabilizing.
Still only 35%.
Victory through discipline.
I could get up here and give them a close combat buff with Show Them Steel. We could use an action to get... Oh no, I have to use 2 to get there. Never mind. Crap. If I move these guys, I wonder if I can make it then. Yeah, if I move them, I should be able to make it. If you just get out of the way.
Victory through discipline.
Yeah, so now I can get there and do it. Is that going to interfere with their shot? Let's go ahead and take this, even though it's awful. We might as well use the Pour It On as well. Okay, landed a few hits, 56 damage, not bad. Only 100 damage left to go. You can't get out anywhere useful. Let's just run you up there, I think. Alright, let's run in. I don't think I'm going to need it, but just in case, then I can actually use these guys to close combat and have a little bit more effectiveness. That's pretty much all I'm really doing here with the ability. So we give you guys the extra chance. It'll also affect one of the Chimeras.
The first soldier to die.
Infantry can't really do anything. These guys can bayonet and actually do something. So if we go bayonet, we're looking at like 42 damage max, but good chance to hit. They will get counterattacked, though, pretty roughly. So they are going to get pretty badly mauled by that. But what else am I going to do? Now, you did move up. So we'll move here for a better shot. You guys
Moving
just
to the
get out of the
battle
way.
On your orders!
Really surprised these Chimera here stayed alive. 30 is a bit weak. Might be a better spot, so let's just move out, and I can rotate the other Chimera into it.
Carrying the load.
Yeah, got a better shot here on top of the hill. Kind of see if we go down a little bit and sort of see why it's a little better. Give me damage. Bunch of crits popped, still 50, so yeah, we should be able to kill you with
Awaiting your orders.
my little Cadian shock troops doing a bayonet charge on a dreadnought. That seems absolutely suicidal, but in this case, it's actually going to work. Unless something weirdly, catastrophically bizarre happens. I just want to get a view of this. Let's bayonet charge him.
Is that all?
Hey, look at that! And he's going to blow up and kill most of my guys. Oh, some of them survived. All right. Okay. How much did we lose? Not that much, actually. We lost the heavy weapon squad to the assault guys, and then we lost one infantry guy. So yeah, you lose infantry dudes, fine, whatever, nobody cares. Even, like, the rest of the units don't really care. Like, even more so than orcs, I feel like. These guys should definitely be weaker than orcs. Orc boys should do way more damage and be way tougher than these guys are. So losing them, whatever. Losing a heavy weapon squad, unfortunate, but because they don't move that much and they're not super tough, kind of understandable. So I feel like if you're going to make an army that was just like officers, chimeras, and like heavy weapon squads, like you might be able to win 2,000 point battles, but at 3,000 you're just kind of screwed. But yeah, interesting army here. 2 dreadnoughts, 2 land speeders, a tech marine, and 4 assault squads. Very fast attack force that was sent against us. Pretty tough to deal with. Like, we could deal with the assault squads. You can kind of see pretty early on because we got the flamers. The land speeders we could deal with okay. The tech marine. It's the dreadnoughts that were the problem. If we had lost the chimeras early on, or both of our heavy weapon teams, the dreadnoughts would have been really difficult to deal with. But yeah, it's kind of a quick little 1,000-point battle playing as the Imperial Guard. I'll quickly kind of look at the 2 other 2,000-point forces that were made just before we exit out of here in case anyone's interested. But I'll do those next, and we'll kind of go over them in the next battle. So we'll kind of keep running through against the Blood Angels. So 2,000 points. I made some adjustments. So this is the force that is kind of what you have. So you've got your Castellan. I mean, a bit of evasion, but you're going to probably die. 1 Commissar. You've got 1 Psyker. The Psykers don't have great abilities. We'll kind of look at them at some point. But right now, I'm just kind of quickly going to go over. The Ogrins do have the ability to sort of take some damage for other characters, which is kind of interesting. These guys with the hotshot laser rifles, they do have a little bit more armor piercing. I'm curious, so they do have this melt-a-mine that they can deploy. So you put it on a tile. If somebody moves onto it, they take a bunch of damage. Okay, that's cool. Can I just play it directly on a unit and have it go off? That's what I want to know. But we do have 2 of them for each squad, which is kind of cool. And then we've got plasma guns on the Sentinels, which I think will be way better. So heavy weapon squads, I think I upgraded these both to las cannons by making some adjustments. And then a bunch of infantry, a couple chimeras. So it does have some hitting power. So you got 2 las cannon heavy weapon teams. There are 2 sentinels with plasma guns. So you've got that in addition to the multi-lasers on the chimeras. Is that enough at 2,000 points? Maybe. I think the Ogrins will help keep the characters alive. These guys can do a little bit of damage. I think it's doable with this. Like, you definitely can win. But I think the mixed force that I made is better. So with Commissar, Sergeant, because he's not even included in any of the other armies, an Ogrin, a couple units of these Tempestus Scions, a couple artillery pieces, because artillery's awesome, a couple Lehman Russ battle tanks, and then we've got 2 missile teams here, and some infantry. So it's more, and 1 Chimera. So it's more kind of a mixed group. I think this is better. You've got some artillery, you've got some basic infantry, cannon fodder, you got the tanks, heavy weapon teams to do the real killing along with these guys. I think that's going to be the better option out of the 2. But we'll see how it goes. It could also depend on which army you're fighting against. The large amount of flamers, I think, will help them a lot against orcs, will help them a lot against Tyranids. But when it comes to, like, Necrons, Blood Angels, you know, it's a bit rough. Tau like to kill things from range. I think the Tau will just pick Imperial Guard apart. But anyway, this has been a 1,000-point battle playing as the Imperial Guard. So we'll keep running through. We'll play against the Blood Angels at 2,000, 3,000, and we'll move on to the next faction. I might make some adjustments to the armies as we go, just kind of depending on what I like and what I feel like works better. But yeah, this has been more Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector, and I'm back home, and I'm recording stuff again. So hopefully there'll be a decent amount of stuff going up, and we'll see how it goes. All right. Thanks for coming by. Hopefully I'll see you again next time. Until then, have a good one.